Did you watch the 2020 COVID pandemic VMAs? Well, I did, and they were a hot mess.
That's what you said. And you know what? What was that? Okay, James.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Just like my previous videos, I've been going back and covering the most messy and chaotic award shows, and we are now covering the infamous 2020 VMAs that occurred during the COVID pandemic Lovato.
There's so much hate in this world. We have to rise above.
2020, the year that everybody went from partying like Naomi Campbell in the club to dressing like Naomi Campbell at the airport. From my understanding, this was the first big award show that occurred during the COVID-19 pandemic that implemented quarantining, social distancing, and safety protocols. In comparison to previous years, instead of being held live, a majority of the show was pre-recorded throughout the week before the show. The huge in-person audience was replaced with a virtual audience, and the budget of pyrotechnics and backup dancers went towards VR. But the mess remained. Let's start with the pre-show because we have a lot to talk about.
Welcome back to the 2020 VMA pre-show.
Welcome back? We just started. From the first 5 seconds of this show, we are already exposed to the fact that this was pre-recorded footage that is trying to be passed off as live. MTV clearly did not think that this was going to be the first segment of the show, so they opted to start it with Welcome Back instead of Welcome. Mess. We get an interview with Sophia Carson. They are social distancing. Most organizations recommended having at least 6 feet between people to social distance, so by my calculations, Travis and Sophia are approximately 6.5 feet away from each other, since Travis Mills is 6'1". You can also tell that this interview is not live because of the lack of continuity between shots. For example, in this shot, Travis's arm is raised to talk into the microphone, however in the next shot, he is raising it up. Sophia is very soft-spoken during this interview. It feels like she is campaigning for an Oscar, or running for office.
You know, as artists and musicians, we have a duty to use our voices and our platforms to shine a light on voices and social causes that perhaps are kept in the darkness, and this year more than ever.
It's a bit much for the VMAs. She tells us that she has partnered up with Pepsi tonight, which we can clearly tell by the fact that she is wearing a Coca-Cola red dress. We then get a performance of You Broke Me First by Tate McRae. A quick reminder that I have created a Spotify and Apple Music playlist featuring all of the songs that were either nominated or featured within this year's awards. Links are in the description, go take a listen. This was still during the time where the music industry wanted Billie Eilish dupes, you know, slow, sad songs with minimalist productions. Nonetheless, this was Tate's get out of jail free card from the Kia asylum. She was trapped in there for a few years before the release of Greedy, but this is an incredibly different Tate to the one that we see post-Greedy. She was able to utilize her dance skills during this performance while sitting at a desk alone, which I am choosing to believe was symbolic of every single teenager sitting at their desks at home for months during lockdowns.
Yes, it's such a dope performance.
Did you notice that? There was no applause. I guess no one was gagging. Obviously, there were no live audiences at this year's awards. However, it was an interesting creative decision to not add in any fake applauses after performances. The downside of adding fake applauses is that it would just kind of sound like a cheesy sitcom. But because there is no applause, it doesn't really feel like you are watching an award show. It feels more like you are watching a music video, which is not a bad thing, just different. We then get an interview with Just Ken from Barbie World. He wins the award for Best Alternative for Bloody Valentine. We are once again reminded that all of this is pre-recorded because a bunch of paper on the floor shows up out of nowhere. We have no context about how it got there. Actually, I was able to find the director's cut of this year's awards. But before we continue, a quick reminder to please subscribe if you have not done so already. The pieces of paper on the floor were of Machine Gun Kelly's friends and family. Another thing that I would like to point out is the lack of good transitions. Usually the MTV correspondents toss to each other, over to you Suchin, thanks Tabitha sort of thing, but because this year everything is pre-recorded, the correspondents do not know where each segment is going to fall in the final cut, so every toss feels a lot more generic and inconsistent.
Now let's check out and see what else is going on the MTV VMA pre-show.
That's right. Congrats on the first win of the night.
This is why the show starts off with welcome back instead of welcome.
Welcome back to the 2020 VMA pre-show.
Before cutting to the commercial break, we get to see VMA fashion flashbacks because there is no red carpet this year and no fashions. We then get an interview with CNCO. They are social distancing away from Kevin, but they are not social distancing with one another. I understand that it does not make practical sense to have bands or groups be 6 feet apart from each other, but if they all tested negative for COVID before the show, why does anybody need to socially distance? Am I making sense? We then get an interview with that thing that I do in a majority of my videos. Joking. I joke a lot.
The VMAs are historically known for crazy costumes and amazing red carpet looks.
Oh, he wanted to bring up her glam bot real bad. Tossing over to the next segment, Nessa says this.
Thanks, fellas.
Like I mentioned earlier, because everything is pre-recorded, the correspondents don't know where things are going to end up in the wash. We get this moment of Nessa calling Joey King a fella. Immediately after, we get another segment with Kevin during sunset, even though they had previously shown us an interview at nighttime. The audacity for MTV to say that this was live. Some lucky virtual audience members then get rewarded with tickets to next year's VMAs from DJ Khaled. They tried to make it out like he joined the Zoom call live, but it was definitely pre-recorded. We then get an interview with Nikki Fresh, aka Nicole Richie. She tells us that she is wearing green because it fits the theme of her album, not Charlie XCX stealing her nachos. We then get a performance of Ungodly Hour by Chloe and Halle. This performance is so good and everybody else agrees considering that it is their most viewed live performance on YouTube. One of this album's themes in the music videos was stage lighting and this performance definitely utilizes them. The chromatic looks, the synchronized dancing to the beat of the song, and the perfectly in tune harmonies. Yeah. We then get an interview with the Black Eyed Peas, Fergie in absentia. At least they did not bring out a cardboard cutout of Fergie like they did at the 2007 Kids' Choice Awards.
La 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 la. Fergie couldn't be here tonight.
will.i.am is wearing a mask while Apple D App and Taboo are not. Where is the group consistency? They are giving fifth cacophony right now. BTS wins the award for Best K-pop and we get an interview with them. MTV tries to pass this interview off as live, but it is not. BTS is answering Kevin's questions way too quickly, considering that there is usually a few second delay when interviewing over satellite.
What can you tease, if anything, about tonight's performance?
We are going to perform Dynamite.
Also, it seems like BTS were fed the questions beforehand to give them time to prepare their answers in English. I am not in the army, so I don't know a lot about these members, but from research it shows that RM and Sugar are fluent English speakers while the rest have moderate proficiency, which probably is not enough to comprehend questions in English and then quickly come up with an answer on the spot if it were live. We then get a performance of Before You Go by Lewis Capaldi. We then get a performance by Gender Swap 2011 Avril Lavigne. Machine Gun Kelly, he performs My Ex's Best Friend with Black Bear. He really wanted Hannah Hart's nachos. We then get a performance of Bloody Valentine with Travis Barker because, you know, every song he drums on is suddenly featuring Travis Barker. To Machine Gun Kelly's credit, he was bringing pop punk back to the mainstream in 2020. The emos and scenes were incredibly deprived around this time, so MGK provided a bit of an appetizer. An hors d'oeuvre, you could say. We then get to the main show. Right before the show begins, we get an iPhone video of Keke Palmer giving a tribute to Chadwick Boseman, who sadly lost his battle to cancer in 2020. The show starts with a pre-recorded performance of Blinding Lights by The Weeknd on a rooftop of a skyscraper. He shot this 3 days before the show. There is a helicopter circling around him getting fantastic shots of the New York City backdrop, but there is a shot with a helicopter in the frame, which means that there is also a drone filming, which means that the helicopter is merely there for aesthetic. The performance ends with the biggest display of fireworks that I have ever seen. Even more than any performance of firework by Katy Perry. At first, I thought that this was CGI because I thought there was no way that MTV approved this budget of this many fireworks. Also, the way they explode feels very copy and paste, if you get what I'm saying. But you can actually see the pontoons in the river where the fireworks were shot from. The New York Post reported that New Yorkers were really upset by these fireworks because they went off at 11 p.m. on a Thursday night without any warning. They were scheduled to go off at 8 p.m, a much more reasonable time, but due to weather issues, they had to be pushed back. Our host for tonight's awards, Baby, this is Keke Palmer, reacts to the fireworks from a separate building. I wonder how many places MTV had to book for this show. During the intro segment informing us who is performing and presenting tonight, a neon paper airplane is soaring through New York City, energized as each celebrity's name comes on screen. However, when it gets to BB Rexa, it loses all momentum.
BB Rexa.
Why does this feel so shady? Keke Palmer then comes out to the VR stage to welcome us to the show with a fake cheering crowd that can be heard in the background.
Let me hear you make some noise.
This is a confusing choice considering that MTV did not put any fake applauses after any of the performances.
In fact, when something goes wrong, I just say 2020.
It's quiet. Yeah, no, it's quiet for him.
She also brought up the Black Lives Matter movement with the countless protests that occurred over the world. Remember when people would post a black square on Instagram?
So?
No, I'm saying
what now?
We then get a performance by DaBaby doing a medley of Peephole, Blind, and Rockstar. He is wearing the Britney mic. The budget was even bigger for his performance. The Weeknd only got fireworks, but DaBaby got to light a bunch of buildings on fire. This was during the peak of DaBaby's career. He was also set to release the Dua Lipa Levitating remix in October 2020, which will end up being his most successful song of his career. This all came spiraling down after he made a bunch of homophobic comments in 2021. Not only did he side with Tory Lanez instead of his frequent collaborator Megan Thee Stallion, but at a concert he also made the following comments. If you didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, or any of them deadly sexually transmitted diseases that'll make you die in 2 to 3 weeks, then put your cell phone lighter up. Fellas, if you ain't sucking in the parking lot, put your cell phone lighters up. He then doubled down on his comments by saying that I'm not homophobic to all gay people, just the slutty ones that do things in parking lots. I only like the classy gays. I mean, come on guys. If you have ever heard his music, you would know that he is a very classy guy. Dua Lipa spoke out saying that she disagreed with his comments but will not be removing the Levitating remix from streaming because, long story short, money. Also, Demi Lovato hopped into this mess by posting stories on Instagram destigmatizing HIV/AIDS. Genuinely, thank you, Demi. DaBaby lost partnerships with companies, was dropped from festivals, and radio stations started playing the solo version of Levitating. This caused DaBaby to apologize, which he quickly deleted after he didn't get re-invited to the festivals. Jaden Smith then comes out to the stage. I'm not completely sure if we can call this a stage, but what the hell? Sure, unlike previous years, awards usually have 2 or more presenters come out together. However, due to social distancing protocols and not wanting the entire show to be filmed in wide shots, everybody is Zayn Malik, Camila Cabello, Beyonce, Solo. He then presents the award for Best Collaboration. The nominees are Future featuring Drake, Life is Good, Ariana Grande and Justin Bieber, Stuck With You, Karol G and Nicki Minaj, Tusa, Lady Gaga with Ariana Grande, Rain On Me, Ed Sheeran featuring Khalid, Beautiful People, and Black Eyed Peas featuring J Balvin, Ritmo, Bad Boys for Life. Lady Gaga comes out to the stage to accept the award. She is dressed like a COVID variant and rocking a pink Chromatica-esque mask. We then get a performance of Midnight Sky by Miley Cyrus. This song was released on my birthday, so it holds a very soft spot in my heart. This was the lead single to her Plastic Hearts era, which was a rock album, specifically 80s inspired glam rock. This album was a Frankenstein creation from her originally scrapped album, She Is Miley Cyrus. Miley intended to release 3 EPs that would eventuate into the completion of the album. She released the first EP, She Is Coming, in 2019, featuring the lead single, Mother's Daughter. However, the concept was scrapped and Miley went back to the drawing board. This resulted in the Plastic Hearts album, with new songs like Midnight Sky and Prisoner being written, while other songs like Bad Karma and Night Crawling carrying over from She Is Miley Cyrus. This performance is visually stunning. Look at this shot. This could be an album cover. She gives us a reveal and then hops onto a giant disco ball, referencing her Wrecking Ball music video. You know that you are iconic when you can be self-referential. Miley is one of the only few artists that can have a captivating performance all on their own. She did the same at the 2019 VMAs and the 2024 Grammys. Miley's glam rock mullet haircut was a moment in 2020. I feel like it created a trend, and even The Guardian called it the hairstyle of 2021. Drew Barrymore then comes out to the stage to present the award for Best Direction. The nominees are Dua Lipa, Don't Start Now, Harry Styles, Adore You, Billie Eilish, Zanny, Doja Cat, Say So, Taylor Swift, The Man, and The Weeknd, Blinding Lights. Taylor Swift wins. She gives us a pre-recorded iPhone selfie acceptance speech. She is in the middle of her wispy hair folklore era. The speech is dead silent until she mentions the fans.
But I also really want to thank the fans, because you are the only reason why the industry cares about anything that I do.
The use of the fake audience applauses. It's fascinating. We then get a performance of Hawaii by Ted Shackelford. He is performing in a parking lot, like what Lady Gaga did in 2008. The drive-in movie theater setup was perfect for the pandemic. Even Joe Biden did it for his 2020 election party. From research, Maluma recorded this performance in Brooklyn 5 days before the show. Maluma has a bunch of backup dancers and they are all wearing face masks. This was apparently protocol that had to be followed. Anthony Ramos then comes out to the stage to present the award for Best Latin. The nominees are, and please mind my pronunciation, Bad Bunny, Joe Pedro Sola, J Balvin, Amarillo, Black Eyed Peas featuring Ozuna and J Ray Soul, Mamacita, Maluma featuring J Balvin, Que Pena, Anuel AA featuring Daddy Yankee, Ozuna, Karol G and J Balvin, China, and Karol G and Nicki Minaj, Tusa. Maluma wins.
Mi gente latino.
Joey King then comes out to the stage to present the award for Song of the Year. The nominees are Doja Cat, Say So, Roddy Ricch, The Box, Billie Eilish, Everything I Wanted, Lady Gaga with Ariana Grande, Rain on Me, Megan Thee Stallion, Savage, and Post Malone, Circles. Lady Gaga wins. This time she is wearing a turquoise dress and an elephant tusk mask. We then get a performance of Dynamite by BTS with the worst green screen of the night so far. What is this? Beer cans rise up because Madison Beer comes out to the stage to present the award for Best Music Video from Home. I think that this is a really creative category. The nominees are Ariana Grande and Justin Bieber, Stuck With You, Drake, 2C Slide, Blink-182, Happy Days, 5 Seconds of Summer, Wildflower, 21 Pilots, Level of Concern, and John Legend, Bigger Love. Ariana Grande and Justin Bieber win, but neither of them give an acceptance speech, which is weird considering that Ariana will be doing a performance later on in the show, but I am getting ahead of myself. Also interesting that the winners and the person that announced the winners were all managed by Scooter Braun at this time. We then get a Chromatica medley performance by Lady Gaga. The performance starts with a throwback to the 1999 VMAs, which I have done a video on, which you can go watch right here.
On the Way, a performance by Britney Spears and NSYNC, Diana Ross, and Lady Gaga performing live from Chromatica.
This clip adds lore to Chromatica. We do not know much about Chromatica, but the gist is that it is a different planet of how Lady Gaga views the world. Very vague. But with this clip, there is the implication that Chromatica is stuck in 1999. What the hell? Sure. Gaga is wrapped up in a blanket and wearing an obnoxiously big mask. She is being very COVID conscious at this show, which obviously does not last long considering that she later admitted to doing 5 Chromatica live shows with COVID. She then slides down a stripper pole into a room full of mannequins. Why? I'm not completely sure. She performs 911 and while singing, her mask lights up while she sings. Because it is Lady Gaga, it is easy to believe that she is singing live, but her mask is so huge that there is no way to know for sure. This is also not live because there is a seamless costume change. She then performs Rain on Me with Ariana Grande that only has a black basic fabric mask on. She misunderstood the assignment. Ariana was trying to have a lesbiana moment with Gaga, but she was too busy freaking the freak out. There was also a moment where Gaga tried to communicate something to Ariana. I'm sure it was very profound. Being COVID safe, Ari fixes the placement of her mask after it slides down off of her nose. Gaga ends the performance by playing Stupid Love on a piano shaped like Monstro Eliza Sue.
Mask up!
Now you and I both know. Nicole Richie then comes out to the stage to present the award for Best Pop.
Hey guys, it's Nicole.
The nominees are Lady Gaga with Ariana Grande, Rain on Me, Halsey, You Should Be Sad, Jonas Brothers, What a Man Gotta Do, Justin Bieber featuring Quavo, Intentions, BTS, On, and Taylor Swift, Lover. BTS wins. Nicole then also presents the award for Best R&B. The nominees are Alicia Keys, Underdog, The Weeknd, Blinding Lights, Chloe and Halle, Do It, Her featuring YG, Slide, Khalid featuring Summer Walker,
11, 10, 9, 8,
and Lizzo, Cause I Love You. The Weeknd wins. This is 100% not R&B. This is... Let's move on.
Justice for Jacob Blake and justice for Breonna Taylor. Thank you.
Kelly Clarkson then comes out to the stage to present the award for Artist of the Year. The nominees are Lady Gaga, Post Malone, DaBaby, The Weeknd, Megan Thee Stallion, and Justin Bieber. Lady Gaga wins. Stunning outfit, but the same hair? 2009 Gaga would not let this stand. MTV then gives a tribute to all of the frontline workers that have been doing the hard yards during the pandemic. Presidential nominee Sophia Carson then comes out to the stage.
And speak up about what you believe in. Register to vote, because your vote is your voice.
She presents the award for Video for Good. The nominees are Lil Baby, The Bigger Picture, Anderson .Paak, Lockdown, Billie Eilish, All the Good Girls Go to Hell, Her, I Can't Breathe, Demi Lovato, I Love Me, and Taylor Swift, The Man. Her wins. She provides a pre-recorded acceptance speech from Kim Kardashian's empty hallway. We then get a performance by Dojacat. She must be an MTV aficionado because she references MTV News. We are told that this performance is taking place live from Planet Her, which was an Easter egg for her upcoming album, Planet Her, which in retrospect was kinda stealing Lady Gaga's nachos with Chromatica, but the album is great, so not too much. Based on this performance, Planet Her looks like the memory lake in Inside Out. She performs Like That and Say So and even did the viral TikTok dance. Almond Mum survivor Bella Hadid then comes out to the stage. She presents the Tricon Award to Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga!
What is a Tricon, you might be wondering? Well, it's never really explained. MTV really left the interpretation in our own hands, but the most reasonable interpretation is a triple threat: singer, dancer, and actor. However, MTV told Bizarre that it recognizes Lady Gaga's talents as a global music superstar, award-winning actor, and undisputed fashion icon. This was the first and, spoiler alert, last Tricon award that the VMAs gives out. For those that have seen my 2007 VMA video, there was a quadruple threat award which recognized the artist's works in acting, entrepreneurship, fashion, etc. So, is the Tricon Award a less prestigious award? Also, the Tricon Award kind of replaces the Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award at this year's awards, which makes me wonder, why did MTV not just give her the Video Vanguard Award? She's clearly more deserving of it. It's kinda weird.
I want to share this award with everybody at home tonight. Everybody at home, that is their own form of a tricon.
I mean, I am a tricon, YouTuber. I guess I'm an icon.
I know a renaissance is coming.
She said this while wearing chrome. If this was just a coincidence, I would be so surprised.
And I might sound like a broken record, but wear a mask. It's a sign of respect. Thank you.
Girl. Travis Barker then comes out to the stage to present the award for Best Hip Hop. The nominees are Travis Scott, Highest in the Room, Eminem featuring Juice WRLD, Godzilla, Megan Thee Stallion, Savage, DaBaby, Bop, Future featuring Drake, Life is Good, and Roddy Ricch, The Box. Megan Thee Stallion wins. Clock the Von Dutch hat. She was pregnant with Brat here.
I'm just living that life, Von Dutch.
At the same drive-in when Maluma did his performance, Keke Palmer does a mini performance of Snack. She only performs the chorus. It's giving that performing was a non-negotiable for Keke, but since everything was pre-recorded, I would not be surprised if MTV shortened down her performance in post-production, because why would Keke only agree to performing for 30 seconds? Immediately afterwards, we get a performance of Beso by CNCO. The performance ends with a giant fireworks display. I'm sure New Yorkers were equally as furious as this went off. Machine Gun Kelly then comes out to the stage to present the award for Best New Artist. The nominees are Lewis Capaldi, Youngblood, and Dojacat. Dojacat wins. Before heading into a commercial break, we get some more award winners. On by BTS won Best Choreography and Best K-Pop and Best Group. Physical by Dua Lipa won Best Visual Effects. Rain on Me by Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande won for Best Cinematography. Orphans by Coldplay won for Best Rock. Mother's Daughter by Miley Cyrus won for Best Art Direction and Best Editing, and CNCO won for Best Quarantine Performance. BB Rexha then comes out to the stage to present the award for Video of the Year. The nominees are Eminem featuring Juice WRLD, Godzilla, Lady Gaga with Ariana Grande, Rain on Me, The Weeknd, Blinding Lights, Billie Eilish, Everything I Wanted, Taylor Swift, The Man, and Future featuring Drake, Life is Good. The Weeknd wins. We then get a performance of Vida Loca by the Black Eyed Peas. This was the Black Eyed Peas' first performance at the VMAs, which is crazy to me. They have had a bunch of humongous hits and great music videos over the past 2 decades, so for this to be their first performance just feels criminal.
That's what you said. And you know what? What was that? Okay, James.
Why are their pants glowing? They then do a performance of I Got a Feeling, and I know that I am suffering from brat rot because as soon as the stage turned green, I thought Charlie XCX was coming out to the stage. And that is the end of the 2020 COVID-19 Pandemic Levato VMAs. What a hot mess. A quick reminder that I have a Patreon where I am posting exclusive content. Currently, I have videos up on the 2002, 2003, 2007, and 2013 VMA pre-shows. They were all absolute hot messes. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and heck, why not share with your friends? And I'll see you in the next one. See ya!